Also, right now, we are more than halfway through the summer, but there's still plenty of time for summer travel. And sometimes it's nice to take a solo trip. So Morgan Owens is back in Cincinnati after doing some traveling on her own. And thank you for coming in.
Great to be here.
And so you just came back from Toronto?
Toronto, yes.
That's
and
awesome.
you know, it's such a great place to be a solo travel, especially a woman, and feel safe. I know a lot of people are scared to travel, but I'm like, you all can do it.
And I love that because I see that when I go out on trips and I see, women or somebody doing a solo trip.
Yes.
Me personally, I feel like I would be nervous about it, but you're saying there's no reason to be nervous.
No, and I always want to live abroad, so I'm like, Toronto is an hour and 20-minute plane ride. If something happens, I can always come back. But there's a lot of cute places, especially hotels. Like, I don't know about you, but I think I know you well enough to know we like nice things.
Yes.
And so, especially traveling solo, you want to stay in like safe locations. And the whole time I stayed at 2 hotels. One was the Westin at Harbor Castle, and the view was just amazing. Like views on views on views. It was right near the water. They have a great like fitness program too, where they can, work you out, do a run near the water. The food was amazing. Let me tell you, Toronto has amazing food.
All good things. I've heard all good things about Toronto.
Yes, great food. And then I stayed at, I wanted to stay like in the community too and like feel, the people and the vibe. So I stayed at a community called Queens West, and it was a hotel called the Drake, and it was just full of artwork, like boutique artwork. The food was great too. It's just a really great place to stay if you're alone or, with family, friends, or a boo thing.
So people who are listening, what are some of the first steps when you want to plan your trip? What are the first things to do?
Well, first, the flight, of course. But here, Air Canada has an express flight from Cincinnati to Toronto, and it's an hour and 20-minute flight, right? And then secure what neighborhood you want to be at, or what do you want to do? So you want to stay downtown. The Westin Harbor Castle is close to like all the theater, if you like that. Distillery on the water, if you want to take a boat. The Drake is more a little bougie, if you want to do artwork, sip some champagne in your room, walk around the neighborhood, just cute little vintage shops. This depends on where you want to stay, right? Especially solo, you don't want to drive too far, get an Uber far out. So just map out, or just follow bloggers, follow me, and I'll give you the tea on where to stay, but different things like that.
And so do you typically have all of your activities booked out? Should you do that before you leave?
Yeah, sometimes. Like a loose itinerary is fine, but me, like if I want to rest, I just want to rest that day, right? Especially solo. That's the good thing about solo. If you don't want to go out, if you do want to go out, you don't have to worry about anybody else telling you your plans, right? But just have a loose itinerary and turn, of course, your phone on location for your mom or friends to know where you are at all times. Just let somebody know. And also let the hotels know that you're traveling by yourself, right? For security issues.
So any apps or any deals that you can get when you are traveling solo? Any specials that you can take?
Of course, AAA. People sleep on AAA discounts. The Hopper app I like because it tracks flights. Even like the hotel chains, like Marriott properties, they have deals. So those are like my top go-tos as well.
So you said Toronto. Any other lists of people where they should check out?
Oh, there's a lot. I mean, I've been everywhere.
Top five.
Top five. Dubai, if you want to go that far. Dubai, Paris. Talk about London is super nice, super safe. Egypt, I definitely would go someone, have a guide, so that would not make my travel solo list. But domestically, the States are fairly safe, but those would be my top. Toronto would definitely be up there in my top 3.
I think I have to do that. I have to at least take one trip by myself.
You do?
Yes, I think we should all do that, right?
Everyone, go do it right now. Go book that flight. Here's your sign to go book that flight.
Thank you so much for coming in, Morgan. Of course, we'll also have this segment posted on our website, fox19.com, if you do want to go back and look at any of those tips.
Yes.
Always a pleasure having you.